What's happening, everybody? I want to speak to you today, give you a wee rundown on the Erbauer impact drill. It's something that took a long time to decide to buy because you don't want to part with the cash. You're trying to set up your kind of wood shop or your garage or whatever it is. I'm in my garage. First time I've had a garage, so it's great to start building on the simple tools you might have kicking about. Maybe you inherited them, you've picked up stuff from your dad, your granddad, mother, you know, and you've kind of had that, and you're like me, you've got a little bit more space and you want to start building bigger things rather than just a DIY around the house. And you inevitably, if you've got a passion for it, start buying some bigger tools so you can make some more accurate cuts and put some things together that you wouldn't have been able to do necessarily previously. So for example, for me, the reason I got onto the impact driver was because I wanted to build this workbench, and as most of us, it's one of the first things you would build when you get your own workshop is a new workbench, because it's kind of the basis of what you're going to work on. So I was trying to put this thing together with some just basically 2x4s, standard basic workbench, and which I got the plans from Brad from Fix This Build That, which I'll put a link below too. It's just been absolutely solid and super straightforward to build. So anyway, I was trying to build this and I was trying to push those 2x4s together using my 10-year-old Black & Decker my first drill, which is like great if you want to put a picture up or something, but not so great if you want to like do anything else. And then I went to firing the 2x4s together with these kind of 2.5–3 inch screws, and what was happening was the 2x4s, when they were meeting, they just weren't pulling together, and it just meant that the project was a no-go. Like the whole frame is made from 2 subframes, like as if you're building a stud wall, that kind of setup, and it just wasn't pulling them together. So I had to kind of commit and just go down the route of looking at the impact driver. I ended up settling and going for the Erbauer, I still don't know how to say that, Erbauer, which I think is Screwfix's own brand, and I decided I was going to go for the super cheapest one, which was I think a McAllister, and then I decided to not go for that in the end and go for the Erbauer. Spent a little bit more, and I realised it was really good value in the kit. So it was 110 for the kit, which comes with a box, and it also comes with the fast charger and a 4-amp battery. So the 4-amp battery lasts like a seriously long time. I've charged it once since I've had it a few months, and I've built this bench and a few other things, and I've just found that it charges up super fast and it just really lasts. Now the main difference, if you're wondering, with the impact driver and drill, which I had to kind of find out about, is the difference is the torque. So you'll see, if you don't know, sorry if I'm teaching you how to suck eggs, but there's a specification that you'll see, and it's N and a small m, Newton meters. Now that is just rotational force. So that is the force in which the driver or the drill can push a screw rotationally into whatever it is you're putting together. So the difference between this is 160 Newton meters, and this little baby drill is like maybe 20, something like that, and it's probably not working very efficiently because I've had it for a very long time, and it's kind of been knocked about and be worn out a wee bit. So the fact of the matter is, that is just pushing those screws in way quicker, and what that is doing is pulling those 2x4s together when they're perpendicular, and it's just holding them in there and getting it tight. And the basis of anything, square cuts, square geometry on your builds when you're putting things together, because without that you're gonna have a bad day without it. So that's why I ended up going for it, and I immediately came home. I already started putting the frame together with this guy. I had ended up drilling pilot holes and then trying to put the screws in with this, and it just was not doing it. I got home, took him out of the box, literally started firing in the screws straight away, and it just zipped the whole thing up and brought it together, and it just was an absolute game changer. And I kind of realized then, maybe I was being a bit tight, but I was kind of like, well, this guy just worth the money, because at a certain point you have to just spend a little bit of cash if you're really wanting to get into this sort of stuff, and just go for it. I did hum and have about getting the DeWalt or the Makita, but the reality is they are more expensive. Some of them aren't too much more expensive. I know they have like 12 volt battery impact driver stuff. I don't know that much about those, I've never used one, but this is an 18 volt 4 amp hour battery. The amp hours is really the capacity of the battery that's going to last you for a long time, and yeah, I just can't fault it so far. It comes with 3 of these bits, and admittedly one of them did break off while I was putting in a couple of these screws. Kind of sheared off part of the tip here, and maybe that's why they give you 3. I don't know if that's a thing that's known to happen with impact drivers, just because of that force that's going through the bit, but it's certainly I swapped out with a new one and it seems to keep going, and that might just be a bit of a kind of disposable thing that comes with it, and you need to buy some new bits every now and again, and probably some better quality ones. But yeah, for me so far, this bad boy, he's done really well. Built this bench, put up some pantry shelving, screwing into studs, stuff like that. This guy, he's been a sturdy guy in my toolbox, but unfortunately he's going to be, you know, sticking to drilling little pilot holes and different bits and pieces from now on, as a drill's supposed to be. I was maybe putting him under a little bit too much pressure, trying to get him to stand up to the kind of work that your impact driver will do. But I'll give you a quick demo, super fast. We'll get this. So he's been charging up for a while. This is just a 12 volt. I don't think they even make this one anymore. Black & Decker's product design has been really updated. It's all grippy and rubbery and lines that are a bit cooler. So into a standard 2x4, let me pull it around in front. Into a standard 2x4, no pilot hole, nothing like that. He will go in there, but he's going to struggle to get all the way through. And he's kind of burring out. That's him. And then where's my other screw gone? There we go. You might notice the difference if I don't screw this into the workbench. Straight through, and he'll keep going all day. That's it, popped out the other side just. So that's the real difference with these things. If you're wondering like me, I was kind of like, what's the crack with these impact drivers and stuff? It really does make a big difference if you're trying to fire screws in through slightly thicker material, and any material really, it will just get the job done. It comes as a kit, 110 like I said. I was looking at it recently in B&Q, and the pricing was about 70 for the bare unit. Don't be a fool like me and think, oh yeah, look, I can get a Makita impact driver for like 40 quid. But then you realise, when you learn a little bit more about it, it doesn't actually come with a battery. And yep, it took me a while to catch up and realise that was the setup. Sometimes they sell bare, B-A-R-E, you'll see written when you're looking at the spec and stuff. It comes with no battery. Because all these brands want to get you into buying their products, and the batteries are swappable. And you take that out, and I've recently, you know, I've fallen for it, but it kind of makes sense because I like this guy and I bought a jigsaw from Erbauer as well, and this guy just slots straight on and bought the bare unit. So yeah, there's something to bear in mind when you're buying these kind of tools as well. It's just the fact that they're kind of getting you into their product ecosystem, and they will change the battery technology and things like that over time. So yeah, if you're like me and you want to take on some bigger projects, I'd say an impact driver is the way to go. Just make your life a little bit easier. Definitely worth the money. That's all from me. I just wanted to give you an update and pass out some information I wish I could have heard and seen when I was looking for this, and hopefully it helps you. I'll put some links below to the things I've mentioned, like this and different bits and pieces. Not to this guy, because you ain't gonna find him anymore. But yeah, take it easy and speak to you soon.